Have you ever stopped and wondered who's really in control of your thoughts? Not your parents, not your friends, not even the media. I'm talking about something far more subtle, something that creeps into your mind so quietly that you never even notice it. What if the decisions you make every day, from what you buy to who you love, were never truly yours to begin with? What if I told you there are people who understand your brain better than you do, and they're using that knowledge to bend you without force, without threats, without a single word that sounds suspicious? You see, dark psychology isn't about mind reading. It's about mind steering. It's about planting the tiniest ideas, repeating them until they feel familiar, and then watching you defend those ideas as if they were your own. That's the beauty and the horror of it. But let's start small. Imagine you meet someone who makes you feel instantly comfortable. They listen, nod, even mirror your tone. You think you found someone who truly understands you. Yet that warmth isn't connection, it's calculation. This is the mirroring effect, one of the simplest, deadliest tricks of dark psychology. The moment someone reflects your gestures, your brain releases a sense of trust. You open the gates, share your fears, your goals, and that's when they start shaping you. Every time they agree with you, you become more loyal. And the more loyal you become, the less you notice that you're following their lead. But that's just the first step. Here's where it gets darker. Once they've built trust, they introduce suggestions, tiny statements that sound harmless but burrow deep. You're such a giving person. You're too smart to fall for lies. You always choose the right people. Each sentence feels like a compliment, but it's not. It's programming. It conditions you to behave in predictable ways. And the next time they want something from you, a favor, a secret, a sacrifice, your brain will already be pre-wired to say yes. You won't feel forced. You'll feel proud. That's the trap. Obedience disguised as independence. Most people think manipulation is loud, that someone has to shout, threaten, or trick you into something. But the darkest manipulations are quiet, slow, and invisible. They happen in everyday conversations, in tiny emotional exchanges, in those fleeting moments when you lower your guard because you feel safe. And the real horror? These techniques are used by everyone. Partners, bosses, politicians, influencers, even friends. Not because they're evil, but because manipulation works. Now ask yourself this. How often do you change your mind after seeing the same opinion repeated online a few times? How often do you buy something because it just feels right after seeing it in 5 different places? That's psychological conditioning, the repetition of cues until your brain associates comfort with compliance. Every ad, every video, every phrase is a microdose of persuasion. You think you're immune, but you're not. Even as you listen to this right now, part of your brain is deciding whether to resist or surrender. And whichever side wins, it's already being influenced by the tone, the rhythm, the familiarity of the voice. But here's where it gets terrifying. Emotional hijacking. This is when manipulators trigger strong emotions, guilt, fear, love, or excitement to override logic. Think about it. Have you ever agreed to something just because you didn't want to disappoint someone? Or stayed quiet because you didn't want to seem rude? That's emotional control in its purest form. The brain can't process logic when flooded with emotion. In those moments, your decision isn't yours, it's theirs. And they know it. As time goes on, the manipulator doesn't need to push anymore. You start to self-regulate. You begin adjusting your behavior automatically, aligning it with their expectations, trying to please them, fearing their disapproval. This stage is called conditioning through consequence. The worst part? It feels like love. It feels like respect. But it's actually submission. And when you finally start noticing, when tiny alarms ring in your head, it's usually too late. Because by then, they've used information distortion, mixing truth with lies until your perception of reality is blurry. You can't tell what's real anymore. They'll say things like, "You're overthinking," or "That's not what happened." They rewrite your memories one conversation at a time until you doubt your own mind. That's gaslighting, the darkest psychological poison of all. It doesn't hurt your body, It rewires your reality. You might think only toxic partners or cult leaders use these methods. But what if I told you brands, social media platforms, and even governments use the same patterns? Only more sophisticated, wrapped in colors, music, and words designed by behavioral experts. Every scroll, every click, every like you leave teaches algorithms how to manipulate you. The next time you think, I feel like watching this or I feel like buying that, ask yourself, did you feel that or were you made to? By now, your brain is already connecting dots, maybe remembering faces, moments, conversations that suddenly make more sense. That's awareness kicking in. But awareness alone isn't immunity, because dark psychology doesn't need your permission. It only needs your attention. The moment you give that, the moment you keep listening, you've opened the door. The real question is, can you ever truly close it? Every manipulator knows one thing. Control is never taken, it's given. All they have to do is make you feel safe while they reach for your mind. So next time someone praises you too easily, agrees too quickly, or makes you feel guilty for questioning them, pause. That hesitation might save you, because by the time you're sure something feels off, it's already too late. So I'll ask you again, are you really in control of your mind, or are you just living the version someone else created for you?